Hello students, welcome to the fourth lecture of Module 2 of Emerging Domain in Electronics Engineering. In this lecture, we will discuss and understand common emitter configuration of BJT. So let's start. First of all, as we did in the previous lecture where we studied common base configuration, we started with making the circuits. So here also we will start by making the circuit of common emitter configuration first of all. So common emitter configuration, what does it imply? That here you are going to make emitter terminal common to both input and output port. So let's make the circuit. First of all, we will draw the circuit symbol of common emitter, and we will draw it in such a way that the terminal which we want to make common, we will bring it into the middle. Like this time I made emitter such that it is brought downward because I have to make it common to both the input and the output port. So now we will connect the battery, and we have to connect the battery in such a way so as to make the transistor to work in the active mode of operation. And what is active mode? Active mode is when you forward bias the emitter base junction and reverse bias the collector base junction. So this is base, this is emitter, and this is collector. This is NPN transistor. So N type, base is of P type, and collector is of N type. Now for active mode, we will make emitter base junction forward biased. So it will be like this. And the name of the battery we will discuss later. Now we will connect the battery on the collector base junction also. But if you see here, we are going to connect the battery between collector and emitter. Both are of N type. Then how to decide that how to make it reverse biased? So for that you need not worry. You have to just remember that table where you did like this: emitter base junction, collector base junction, emitter for N mode of operation or region of operation. So emitter base junction forward bias, collector base junction reverse biased, active mode. So now we want only this. Here collector base junction is reversed, but we are having collector and emitter. So we have to find this collector and base junction. We have to search for this. Here you did not find collector and base, but you find collector. So put the battery accordingly. Collector is of N type. To reverse bias it, connect it to the negative and then positive. Firstly positive and then negative. So this is how we connect. I think I have drawn the wrong battery on the emitter base junction side. We are going to forward bias it. So base is of P type. So like this. Now let's denote the voltages. It will be VCE because it is between collector and emitter. This is going to be VBE between base and emitter. And this name is, as you remember, in the case of common base configuration, I told you how to give the names of batteries. So the terminal which is common will not come into the name, and it is VBB and it is VCC. Alright, now draw the directions of current also. One current will be always shown to you, that is IE. Now draw the two currents in such a way that they satisfy the transistor current equation, which is IE equals to IB plus IC. So IE you have already drawn, IB would be like this, and IC will be like this. So this is the direction of currents. Now let's move forward and understand what is the current gain in common emitter configuration. So current gain in common emitter configuration is always denoted by beta, as was the case of common base where we denote the current gain by alpha. So beta is again output current upon input current. Let's see what is the output current here. Remember, the terminal which we have made common the current of that particular terminal will not appear in any of the formulas. So output current is again IC over here, and input current is IB. So IC upon IB. Now we all know that IB is very small. IB is very small. So this beta will be much greater than 1, because this ratio is going to be very high as the denominator is very less. So beta is going to be very much greater than 1, and hence common emitter is the most preferred configuration which we use for BJT, because here the amplification will be very good because beta is much greater than 1. Now if we talk about, this is the one thing, this formula also we have to remember. Now another thing is how to write the equation of this collector current equation for common emitter. So here, from here, if I find out what is IC, it is equals to beta IB. Now don't forget, we learned it in the previous lecture also, that the collector current is not only composed of majority carrier component, but in fact it also contains a component of collector current which flows due to the minority carriers. So this one is the only majority part. Minority, that is the leakage current. How will you show that? ICEO. The main thing to remember is, remember it like common emitter, leakage current, but the actual full form of this particular term is current in collector and emitter terminal when the base is open. Current in collector and emitter terminal when base is open. So this is the equation of collector current for common emitter. When base is open means when the base current will be 0, then only this current will be significant and it will be equal to IC. But until and unless IB is not equal to 0, we will be keep neglecting this leakage current. That means ICEO we will not consider, it will be neglected because it is very small. So this is IC equals to beta IB plus ICEO, where ICEO is the leakage current. ICEO is the leakage current. Now another thing, that is, now we will study the relation between alpha and beta. Now we will study the relationship between alpha and beta, and for that, first of all, we will write the transistor current equation, that is IE equals to IB plus IC. And now if we want to find out or derive the relation between alpha and beta, first of all we will write the formula of alpha, that is IC upon IE, and then beta, which is equals to IC upon IB. Okay, now see, if you want to derive the relationship between alpha and beta, just see which of the currents is common for both the formulas. So you can see here that IC is common. So therefore now what we will do, just divide the equation on both sides by IC. Divide the equation on both sides by IC. So it will be IE upon IC equals to IB upon IC plus 1. It will be like this. So what is IE upon IC? It is 1 upon alpha equals to 1 upon beta plus 1. So what is that strategy in order to derive the relationship between alpha and beta? First of all, write down the very basic equation of this unit, that is the transistor current equation. Then write both the formulas of the parameters between which you have to derive the relationship. Then see which of the currents is common and divide the equation by that particular current. So always follow this strategy and it will be always helpful. So now from here you will find out the relationship to be alpha equals to beta upon 1 plus beta. This is one relationship. Very important. Just remember it always. Or you can say beta on the left hand side, if you will put, you will get alpha upon 1 minus alpha. So in 2 marks question, you are frequently asked in university that write the relationship between alpha and beta, or you are also asked to derive the relationship. So this is how we derive the relationship between both of them. Now let us also derive a relationship between ICEO and ICBO. Let us also derive the relationship between these two, because you will be given the numericals which we will solve later in this lecture, and we will be needing these formulas also. So let us derive the relationship between them. You are also asked in university sometimes, in university exams, to derive the relationship between these two leakage currents. So how to start? You just start with the common base leakage current equation. That was the collector current equation for common base, and it was like this. Now remember, you have to now convert it into the equation of common emitter. And for common emitter, if it would have been common emitter, then alpha would have been replaced by beta. IE will not appear in the formula, it will be replaced by IB. So remember this and just follow. IC equals to, we will replace alpha later. First of all, we will replace IE with the transistor current equation, that is IC plus IB. So now the whole equation is in terms of IC and IB. That is what we needed, because we are deriving the relationship for common emitter, and where the terminal is common, that particular terminal current does not appear in the formula. So now IC is equals to alpha IC plus alpha IB plus ICBO. Now this will come IC, keep IC terms on one side, that is 1 minus alpha, and alpha IB plus ICBO. Now IC is equals to alpha upon 1 minus alpha IB plus ICBO upon 1 minus alpha. And if I put it over here, so you have already derived beta is equals to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. It is directly beta IB plus ICBO. Now I am going to put, because I have to eliminate this alpha also, 1 minus beta upon 1 plus beta. So it will come out to be beta IB plus 1 plus beta into ICBO, and that is the collector current equation for common emitter. So now this term represents ICEO, and hence ICEO is equals to 1 plus beta into ICBO. So from here you can infer one thing, you can take out the inference from this equation, and that is that ICEO, although is very small, but it is greater than ICBO, because it is ICEO is equal to 1 plus beta into ICBO, and we all know that beta is much greater than 1. So therefore both the leakage currents are small in value, but still the leakage current in common emitter is more as compared to that of common base. So this is how we derive the relationship between both the leakage currents. Now let us move on to the characteristics of common emitter. Characteristics of common emitter. And as was the case of common base, here also we will be studying two characteristics. One is input and the other is output. Input characteristics, if we talk about, so it will be the graph of input current, which is IB, versus input voltage, which is VBE. You can look back into the circuit diagram, just have a look. VBE. Output current is IC and output voltage is VCE. So just have a check to the circuit diagram, graph of input current versus input voltage for constant values of output voltage. And what is the output voltage? If you will look into the circuit diagram, you will find it to be VCE. Okay, so input characteristics, first of all we will just recall the definition of input characteristic, which is very simple to remember, that it is the graph between input current and input voltage. This is simple to remember, but you should always remember for constant values of output voltage. So now let us first of all draw the axis and write down the parameters. input current IB, input voltage VBE. Let's write down the units now. Volts for VBE. Now remember, IB was very small as compared to IC and IE. So if in your mind the first thing that comes is milliampere, then that is wrong, because keep in mind that IB is small as compared to IC and IE. Therefore it will be in microampere. Alright. Now we have to draw the characteristic curve. We all know that the input port or the input junction is forward biased in the case of active region. So therefore it will be, the graph will be similar to that of a forward biased PN junction diode. And here the current rises very slowly till the knee voltage and then rises rapidly after the knee voltage. Let it be 0.7 volt for silicon. And for, if we are now drawing it for constant values of output voltage, let VCE is equals to 10 volt or 5 volt. Now let's see, now the shape will remain the same, but now we have to see that by increasing VCE what will happen, whether the graph will shift towards the left or towards the right. So for that I'll again take into account VCE. And if you will look to the circuit, let's go back slowly to the circuit. Here, now VCE is, you can break it into two parts, that is VCB plus VBE. That is, voltage between collector and emitter is the sum of voltage between collector and base plus voltage between base and emitter. So now VBE is always constant because it is 0.7 volt and every time current will only flow at 0.7 volt. So it will be VCB plus VBE, but VBE is always constant, that is 0.7 volt, and it is VCB. So I think that, or it is very much evident that when you will increase VCE, because we are talking about increasing the output voltage, that is VCE, this VCB will automatically increase because this is constant 0.7. So therefore this VCB will increase. And what happens when VCB increases? We have already learned it in the previous lecture of common base, that early effect occurs. When VCE increases, in turn VCB increases and it results into early effect. What was early effect? That if you are going to increase the collector base voltage, which is already reverse biased as per the rules of active region, then you are in turn increasing the reverse biasing across the collector base junction, which will increase the width of depletion layer, and the depletion layer will extend more into the base because it is lightly doped. Lesser is the doping, more is the width of depletion layer. So what will happen? The recombination, the effective width of base is very less, recombination will be less, IB will be less. So here we are only concerned with IB because we are drawing the graph of IB versus VBE. So therefore, again I would repeat, when VCB increases, reverse bias increases, width of depletion layer increases, depletion layer increases. What happens then? Depletion layer extends or penetrates more into the base, as it is lightly doped, and thus the effective width of base decreases. Effective width of base decreases, IB decreases because recombination current is decreasing. So how will you show it in this effect into the graph? We will increase VCE and IB will decrease. So we are going to shift this graph towards the right. So this value is for VCB equals to 10 volt, let it be, and this is for VCB equals to 15 volt. So this is how we understand the input characteristics of common emitter. I hope you all must have understood. Now let's move on to the output characteristics of common emitter. Output characteristics of common emitter. What is the output characteristics? Graph of output current, which is IC, just verify it with respect to your circuit diagram, versus output voltage, which is VCE, for constant values of input voltage. I have also told you it earlier in the previous lecture that how to remember it. You know that you have studied in the first lecture of module 2 that BJT is a current controlled device. That means all the output parameters are going to depend upon the input current. Therefore, we will take for constant values of input current, and which is IB. Okay. So now prepare the axis first of all. IC, now it is milliampere, VCE, which is volts. Alright. Now, first of all, I have also told you the strategy to analyze the output characteristic. First of all, write the output collector current equation, complete equation for common emitter. And I will also expand this ICEO in terms of ICBO. So this is the equation. Now analyze it for IB equals to 0. And in that case, IC will be left with ICEO, and ICEO is much greater than ICBO. So this time you have to draw ICEO very less, but it has to be seen considerably, not meeting with the 0 line. So this is a little bit upper than the 0 axis. So it is ICBEO for IB equals to 0 microampere. IB unit is going to be 0 microamperes. Now for the another case, you took IB not equal to 0. So in that case, IC is equals to beta IB, and from here you can conclude that when IB will be very small, IC is going to be very high. So you will draw the graph something like this. For example, this is IB equals to 10 microampere. Now here remember, we have taken IE as 2, 4, 6 milliamperes in case of the output characteristics of common base. Because the unit was big, that is milliampere is much more greater than microampere. So for bigger units we took small value. But here the unit is very less. So we have to take some considerable big values. IB equals to 20 microampere. Then IB equals to 30 microampere, and so on. 40 microampere, 50 microampere, and so on. You can take as many values you want. So what is this portion? This portion is the active portion, because the equation that we have written only follows for the active part. And the current, when there is no current, that is the cutoff region, that is below ICEO. Now let's make VCE negative or revert it. Now what will happen when you will move, again open the equation of VCE, which you did in input characteristic case. VCE was equals to VCB plus VBE. You can look to the circuit diagram and you can easily break VCE into two parts, that is the voltage between collector and base and voltage between base and emitter. So it will come out to be VCB plus 0.7. Now if I calculate VCB from here, it is VCE minus 0.7. That means if you want to see the saturation part, you have to make collector base junction forward. And previously collector base junction was reverse. So you need to revert the battery. For reverting the battery, you need to make VCB negative. So we are drawing the graph of VCE. Let's see at what value of VCE, VCB will become negative. So it will be less when VCE will be lesser than, when VBE will be lesser than 0.7 volt, this VCB will be negative and the junction will be in saturation region. So what will happen then? So we need not go into the negative part of VCE in order to see the saturation part. We can see the saturation part in the positive side itself, because when 0.7 VCE becomes less than 0.7, VCB is automatically reversed, and the battery is reversed and the collector base junction is now forward. And we have already discussed what happens when the junction gets forward. All the collector current, the direction of the collector current will get reversed, because the direction that was flowing during the reverse will now get opposite. So the collector current will start coming down, and we can see this saturation portion in the positive side itself. So this is the saturation part. So here also in the output characteristic, we have shown the three parts in the graph, that is active, cutoff and saturation. Inverted portion is of no importance. So I hope you all must have understood how we have drawn the output characteristic for common emitter. Just go through it nicely, and let's do a numerical now, which will further clear your concepts very clearly. Now let's have a question, numerical. Remember, the characteristics of common emitters are very important to understand and learn, because this is the most important question from this unit, that draw the input and the output characteristics of common emitter and explain them. So just learn them very carefully, because common emitter is the most preferred configuration of BJT, and the reason I have already told you, one of the reasons, that beta was much greater than 1. That means here the gain is high. So it is the most preferred configuration, and that is why the characteristics of common emitter are also very important. So let's give a numerical. The collector and base current of NPN transistor are IC equals to 5 milliampere, IB equals to 50 microampere, and ICBO is equals to 1 microampere. Now you have to determine alpha, beta and IE. You have to determine these three parameters. So how will you determine them? Alpha is simply equals to IC upon IE. Now you don't have IE over here, but you have two currents over here. So you can simply first of all apply the transistor current equation, and you can calculate IE, isn't it? Keep in mind that the units of IC and IB are different, so you need to convert them first of all, and you will get 5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 plus 50 into 10 raised to the power minus 6. When you will add them, you will get 5.05 into 10 raised to the power minus 3, that is 5.05 milliampere. So you are done with IE. You have calculated IE. Now you can easily calculate alpha. You can easily calculate alpha now, and it will come out to be, when you will put the values, 5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 and 5.05 into 10 raised to the power minus 3, you will get the answer as 0.99. Now you need to calculate beta. So one thing is done, alpha is done. Now you need to calculate beta. Simply apply the relationship between beta and alpha, that is equals to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. Alright, so you will get 100 from here. So this is how we solve the numericals based on the relationships and the formulas that we have learned in this unit. The first very important equation is the transistor current equation. Then you must know the collector current equations complete, comprising of two components, that is due to majority and minority for both common base and common collector. You must know the relationship between alpha and beta. You must know the relationship between ICEO and ICBO. So this is how we deal with different formulas and numericals and solve them. I hope you all must have understood.